Hello, everyone, and welcome you all to another chapter of the MS Word tutorial. So now we are on our chapter number 12, where I'll be showing you guys pad design in MS Word. Okay, so I'll be making you one pad design, and inside that, we're gonna learn about header and footer as well. So let's not waste much time and let's get started. So over here on my screen, as you guys can see now, I'm in the home page of the MS Word. First thing first, let's create up a blank document. And as you guys can see, my blank document is right over here. So in this particular class, we're gonna learn about how to make a pad. But before that, let me tell you guys about header and footer. So you guys already see that on top, when I have opened this particular new document, I don't have anything over here on top. Like there is a free space here. And also, if you want to get this part, like if you want to write anything on top part, you guys will be able to do that. And if you just double click, you will be redirected to a page or to a place over here. So this particular part, which is there on top, it is basically known as the header. Okay. And the same way, if you come down, this particular part of the page is actually known as the footer. Okay. And once you have clicked or once you have gone onto this header and the footer part, there are different options available right over here. So there is this header option. Okay, and there are different built-in functions in footer as well. There are different built-in functions as well. Okay, so these are all of these particular options. So let me just come here onto this body of this particular document, and if I come here and if I just go to insert and if I just insert a table, and now if I try to move this one up, let's say if I just try to move this once over here, and if I increase the size, and now let's say I will just move this one exactly over here in the center. And now if I try to come here and if you want to create up a new page, let's say if I go to insert, let's click a blank page, and here you guys can see once I have came in the second page, I don't have the column which I did make here in the first page itself. But how a header and footer is important, basically if I just delete this one, let's come here, let's select all of this, let's just delete this whole thing right over here. Let's come here, let's just delete it. So from here, let's go to the layout, and from layout I will just click on delete the whole table. So as I do have both of these pages, and now if I just come here on top, and if I make any kind of table, let's come here, let's go to insert, and if I just make a table on top over here, and now if I just come down, you guys can see on top I do have this column in the first page as well as in the second page. I do have both the columns. And if I come here, let's go to the insert option and let's add up a new blank page, and that also do have this particular column which I do have created only in my first page. So header and footer will have the same content whichever you put, and it will just carry on. Let's say in case of page number, the page numbers will basically change. And also if I come here and if I just make any changes, let's type something. Okay, so if I just make this kind of changes over here, and now you guys will see in all the pages my header has changed, so this particular thing is being added as well. So let's come here on top into my header. Okay, let's come here, let's go to the layout option, let's click on delete, and I will just delete out the whole table. Okay, so now I hope you guys to have understood about this header part a bit. Now let's go to the header and footer tab over here, and now from here there are different kind of built-in options already. Okay, so there are different built-in options over here. You guys can see if I just come here, if I just click on this one, okay, and you guys can basically change the content inside. Okay, so let me just type cycle company, and also you guys can change all the content whatever it is there. So the same thing, you guys can come here, and if you just click on edit header, you guys can also do the same thing over here. And also if you want to remove the header totally, you guys can just remove the header all by itself. Okay, and if you want to access more headers, you guys can come here and you guys can actually do that. So now we do have understood about the header. Let's come to the footer part as well. So in footer also there is different built-in options, like there is blank, and over here you do have the 3 columns. You guys can see that there are a lot of options. There is this page number here as well. Okay, if you want to use any of this, you guys can come here for that. Okay, here you guys can see that this is for the book, like they do have the author name here. They do have different kind of styles. If you want to put out name and stuff, you guys can do that as well. So let's come here, and here you guys can see there is page in the page 1, the page number is 1, and over here there is page number 2, there is page number 3. If I go to the insert option, and from here now, if I try to take out a blank page, let's say if I come here, if I just add a blank page, automatically the page number will be 4. Okay, so this is how you guys can actually work accordingly. So now let's come here and let's try to make a cover page. Okay, so let me just go back onto my footer back again. And from here, what I can do is I can come here, go to footer, and I will make it blank. Otherwise, I will just remove the footer totally. So now I will just come to this header option, and let's go to insert. If you have not seen the table class, make sure to go and check out the table class. So I'll just select both of this table, and at the same time what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna increase the size of it. Okay, but what I want to do is I want to make sure that I do have this content over here on top. But whenever I'm trying to move this one out on top, I am not able to do so. Because if you just go to this header and footer option, you guys will be able to see that header from top. So there is 0.5 inches left over here on top. So what I'll do is I will come here and basically I will just decrease the size. Let's say I will just make it till 2. Now let's come here, let's increase the size from here itself. And also at the same time, let's just bring it right over here. And once you're done, the next thing what you guys can do is if you want to put out any images, you guys can come here and basically you guys can put on some pictures as well. Okay, so I will just go to the pictures option. Let's go to desktop. Let's go to my resource file, or let's go to my resource file, and here I do have a logo. So what I can do is I can come here and basically I can insert that particular logo, and let's go to text wrap. Let's go on with square, and I will just decrease the size of the logo inside. Okay, so I will just decrease the size from here accordingly. Let's move this one in one particular side right over here. And now basically I can type the bicycle company. And once I'm done, what I can do is I can just select this thing. I will just select this whole thing right over here. And now I want to align it. Okay, so if you want to align it, you guys can come here and basically you guys can align it accordingly. Okay, so let's come here. Let me just put this one over here. Let's just use this bold one. Let's come here, and now let's increase the size of the font accordingly. So I will just increase the size of my font accordingly right over here. If you do want to change the font type, you guys can come here and you guys can just change the font type from here as well. Okay, so I will just change out the font type right from here. And also at this particular place, what you guys can do is you guys can just type out the address. Okay, so let me just type your address. Then I'll come here. I will just type your phone number, your email address, and let's close this thing down. And now again, what you guys can do is make sure to select all of it and let's align it on to the left hand side right from here. And if you want to align more, okay, you guys can come here and you guys can just go to this particular option and you guys can basically align it accordingly. Okay, so let's come here and now let me just go to this home option from here and let's just select all of this back again. And what you guys can do is let's make it bold and let's change the font type as well. Okay, so I will just change out the font type from here. And now let's select this again. And maybe you guys can just increase the spacing right over here. Okay, so I will just increase the spacing right over here. And if you want to change out the text color as well, you guys can come here and you guys can basically change out the text color. So you guys can see in all the pages you do have this thing right over here. So now let's go back on to the top page. Now let's come right over here. If you do want to make more designs, you guys can come here and you guys can basically do more designs as well. Okay, so here this part is done. And for your header page, now let's go to the design option. And from the design option, we do have learned about watermark, how this watermark works. And I will put out a watermark over here as well. So once I'm here in the watermark option from the design tab, I will just go to custom watermark. And from here, I will just click on picture watermark. So let's come here and let's select the picture. Let's get it from my resource file. And I do have this image. Let's click on insert. And here now I will just select the washout option. Let's click on apply and let's see how it actually looks. So this is how it basically looks right now inside your page. As you guys can see, if you don't want washout, you guys can come here and basically apply it quite like this as well. So I will just close this thing now. Over here, you guys can see in all the pages I do have this particular option. Okay, so the main page is done, the header is done. Now let's move on to the footer part of the page of making your pad design. Okay, so I'll just come over here and if you want to get this footer option, just double click onto the last part. And the same way I want to insert a table. Okay, so for inserting a table, again, let's go to insert. Now let's go to table. I want 3. So I'll just come here. I will select 3 right over here. Let's go to header and footer. And from here also, I will just decrease it by 2. Okay, so I will just decrease it by 2. And now what I can do is I will just increase the size right from here. And also let's just increase the size from here as well. Now let's try to move this one. Okay, let's try to move this and place this exactly over here into the center. Okay, or the same way, let's come here. And yeah, this position is quite nice. Okay, if you do want to increase the length, okay, you guys can come here and basically increase the length of this accordingly. So let's come here and let me just increase the length over here as well. And once you're done, the next thing is let's come here. So you guys can just take your own time for alignment. Okay, so I will just take my own time for alignment right over here. You guys can take your own time for alignment as well. As I'm done, now let's come to this particular table, and what I'm gonna do is I am going to split this particular table, and for that let's right click, and from here I will just click on split cells. I'll just click on OK, and what I'll do is I will just place this all here accordingly. So let's come to this part from here into the table, and now I will just click on pictures. Now let's come here, let's go to my desktop, let's go to my resource file, and I will just put on all of this logo. Let's click on insert. Now let's go to wrap text. I will just square it up, and what I can do is I can just decrease the size of this all along. Okay, so let's come here, let's just decrease the size accordingly over here. Let me just place this thing over here in the center. Okay, so I will just place this one over here in the center. Otherwise, let's go with this tight option. So I will just place this all over here. If you do want to decrease the size as well, okay, let's come here. And again, what you guys gonna do is if you do want to increase the size or if you do want to decrease it, you guys can actually do that. Okay, so let me just place it right over here into this header section. And from here now, again, what I'm gonna do is I will just go to this picture format, and at the same time I want to keep this thing over here in the center. Okay, so I want to align it towards the center and also align it in the middle. Let's come here and let's place this accordingly. Okay, align center and align middle. So yeah, this kind of looks good. And the same way I will just right click and I will just copy this particular one. Now let's come right over here, and the same way I am going to split this particular cell as well. So let's go to the split cells, let's click on OK, and again what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come here and I'm going to move this one right on to this particular side. Okay, so I'll just move this one on this side as well. The same way, right click, let's click on split cells and let's click on OK. And again, let's move this one onto the left side back again. Okay, so let's come to this, right click, and I will just paste. Okay, so the same thing, control V to paste it. And now I will just come here, and now let's go to the picture format, and from the picture format I will change picture. So I will just go to this device, let's select the Instagram option. I will just change the logo because I want all of this to be of the same color or the same size. Okay, so change picture, let's go to this device. From here I will choose the logo of X. Let's click on insert, and here you guys can see that I do have inserted. So now let's come here on to this particular place, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come here, and now I am going to align this on the center. So let's type slash the bicycle co dot. Okay, and the same way what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to Control C, Control V over here, Control V over here back again. So now let's select all of this which I have right over here. Let's go to the layout option, and what I'm gonna do is I'm going to place all of this thing. Well, let's come here now. Let's select this one and let's just place it over here the same way. I will just select this one. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put this one at the same line. Let's come here. And also I'm going to align it onto the center left. Okay. So you guys can also select if you want this one as a bold letter. So I'll just select, I will just make it bold. And the same way, let's come here and let's make it bold as well. Okay, so as all this thing is done right now, the last thing which is left is let's go to this table design, or from here now I can basically choose a color of the whole table. Let's say I want to select this color for all the tables. Let's come here, let's select all of this. Otherwise, from here, let's select all of this. Let's go for shading. And here in shading, I can just choose this particular color, and this is how it will look. And the same way over here on top, now let's go to layout or table design. Let's go for shading. And over here, I want this particular color for my shading as well. Okay. So yeah, I hope you guys to have understood this class. And now if you want to see how your letterhead looks like, let's go to file. Let's go to the print option. And this is how it will basically look once you print it out. Okay. So I hope this class was clear on how you will be able to create a letterhead in MS Word. So I hope this class was clear, and I hope to see you all in the next chapter where we're going to learn more about MS Word. So see you all in the next chapter. Till then, take care and goodbye, everyone.